Hong Kong people, also known as Hongkongers, Hongkongese, Hongkongers, or Hongkongese, are people who are from Hong Kong or live in Hong Kong and considered Hong Kong to be their hometown. Besides being used to refer to a Hong Kong resident, these terms might also be used more loosely to refer to someone who may not have legal residence status in Hong Kong, but has spent an extensive period of time in the city or has a strong cultural connection with Hong Kong. These terms have no legal definition by the Hong Kong government. More precise terms such as Hong Kong permanent resident and Hong Kong resident are used in legal contexts. However, the terms Hongkongers and Hong Kongese were officially added to the Oxford English Dictionary in March 2014. Terms like Hong Kong people do not make reference to the ethnicity of a person, and are also independent of Chinese citizenship or residency status. Over 90% of Hong Kongers are of Chinese descent or considered themselves as ethnic Chinese, but there are also Hong Kongers of, for example, Indian, Filipino, Nepalese, Indonesian, Pakistani, Vietnamese or British descent, and expatriates from many other countries live and work in the city. Hong Kong experienced an exodus of people in the years leading up to the handover of sovereignty from Britain to China in 1997, as a result of which there are now many ethnic Chinese in other parts of the world who regard themselves as Hong Konger. However, some who emigrated during that period have since returned. Migration from mainland China in recent years has brought more Chinese people to Hong Kong. Due to the one country two systems policy, Hong Kong is a highly autonomous region and has a different political system to China, including a different passport, flag and official language. Furthermore, due to increasing social and political tensions between Hong Kong and mainland China and de-Sinicization in the territory, in a recent poll, less than a fifth of Hong Kong residents now identify themselves only as Chinese, while 38% identify themselves as Hong Kong citizen, while 43% have a mixed identity of being Hong Kong and Chinese citizen. Terminology: the terms Hong Konger, Hongkongese and Hong Kong people translate to the same Cantonese term Hongkongese cubed Nghn. Hong Konger is used more often, but Hong Kong people, a more direct translation of the term Hongkongese cubed Nghn, which is more frequently used by Cantonese native speakers in Hong Kong when writing or speaking in English. In March 2014, Hong Konger and Hong Kongese, both terms are officially added to the Oxford English Dictionary, giving a legitimacy of using both terms to represent people from Hong Kong. The unregistered trademark EA may also be translated as Hong Kongan. In March 2014, Hong Konger and Hong Kongese were both officially added to the Oxford English Dictionary. According to the dictionary, the first time that the term Hong Kongese appeared was in 1878, while the term Hong Konger appeared even earlier in an edition of a U.S. newspaper, The Daily Independent, in 1870. Nevertheless, Hong Kongese is rarely used in Hong Kong. Hong Kong Chinese was frequently used in British colony era, and the British residing in Hong Kong made up a higher percentage of the population than they do now. The term is still used today to refer to Hong Konger of Chinese ancestry rather than all Hong Konger, excluding ethnic minorities in the city. Legal definition of Hong Kong residents: the Hong Kong Basic Law gives a precise legal definition of a Hong Kong resident. Under Article 24 of the Basic Law, Hong Kong residents can be further classified as non-permanent or permanent residents. Non-permanent residents are those who have the right to hold a Hong Kong identity card but have no right of abode in Hong Kong. Permanent residents are those who have the right to hold a Hong Kong permanent identity card and the right of abode in Hong Kong. Article 24 of the Basic Law provides that ethnic groups in Hong Kong equals Hong Kongers equals. As of 2011, the government claimed 93.6% of the residents to be ethnically Chinese, while 32.1% of the whole population were collectively born in the mainland of China, Taiwan or Macau. Many migrants and refugees came to Hong Kong from the Canton area and other parts of Guangdong province in the 20th century. A substantial number arrived in the mid to late 1940s before the establishment of the People's Republic of China in 1949, and many more in the decades followed. Those immigrants from Guangdong and their descendants have long constituted the majority of the ethnic Chinese residents. there is also a large number of residents with ancestral roots in more distant parts of China, such as Shanghai and Shandong. There are also Cantonese people originating from Hakka-speaking villages in the New Territories. The Cantonese is a form of Yue Chinese commonly spoken in Hong Kong. As a result, Hong Kong culture is highly Cantonese-influenced. Cantonese is the most popular language in both everyday and formal conversations, as well as in the media and education. Members of other Han Chinese groups in Hong Kong, Shanghainese, and Teochew, who are Hong Kong-born or raised, often assimilate into the mainstream Cantonese identity of Hong Kong. For example, the children of immigrants typically adopt Cantonese as their first language even if their parents is not. Ethnic minorities. Hong Kong has many minority ethnic and national groups. Numerically, the largest groups are Filipinos and Indonesians. There are long-established South Asian communities, which comprise both descendants of 19th and early 20th century migrant as well as more recent short-term expatriates. South Asians include Indian, Pakistani, and Nepalese ethnicities, who respectively made up 0.4%, 0.3%, and 0.2% of Hong Kong's population in 2011. Other groups include Americans, Britons, Canadians, Australians, New Zealanders, Japanese, Koreans, Russians, Vietnamese and Thais. In 2011, 0.8% of Hong Kong's population were white people, many of whom resided on Hong Kong Island where they constituted 2.3% of the population. Mainland Chinese immigrants. The following list shows notable mainland Chinese immigrants that currently holds Hong Kong nationality or people who were born in Hong Kong with parents from mainland China: Chrissy Shao, Raymond Lam, Tavia Young, Kate Sui, Jackson Wang, Samantha Ko, G.M. Citizenship. The Basic Law allows people whose parents are Chinese or are permanent residents of Hong Kong to acquire right of abode by birth in Hong Kong. Residency rights can also be acquired in some other ways. For example, residents of China may settle in Hong Kong for family reunification purposes if they obtain a one-way permit. Unlike many countries, Hong Kong does not require applicants for naturalization to take a citizenship or language test to become citizens. However, Hong Kong migrants and residents are assumed to understand their obligation under Article 42 of the Hong Kong Basic Law to abide by the laws of Hong Kong. See also: British Hong Kong, Chinese Britons, indigenous inhabitants of the New Territories, Hakka people in Hong Kong, Taishanese people in Hong Kong, Cantonese people in Hong Kong, Hokkien people in Hong Kong, Teochew people in Hong Kong, Tanka people in Hong Kong, Punti people in Hong Kong, Shanghainese people in Hong Kong, Hong Kong returnee, code switching in Hong Kong, culture of Hong Kong, demographics of Hong Kong, desinicization, Hong Kong drifter, Hong Kong kids phenomenon, Hong Kong people in Shanghai, Hong Kong people in the United Kingdom, Lion Rock spirit, list of Hong Kong people, waves of mass migrations from Hong Kong. References. External links. Media related to people of Hong Kong at Wikimedia Commons.